Good morning. I'm gonna try to fly down to Meadville today. Skies are a little overcast. I'm not sure quite how well this is gonna work out, but that's kind of my plan. If I find out I can't fly down to Meadville, then I'll probably just do some touch and goes. But that's kind of what my goal is right now. So I gotta get some gadgets in my window. Yeah, those frames aren't looking too good. Alrighty. Oh, that's there. That's cool. I'll put him down and out of the way. And we'll kind of go from there. So I'm flying, I'm using X-Plane 11.50 beta 10. And I am using the reality expansion pack for the Default Cessna 172 450 beta 2. So we'll go ahead and do a walk around first, and get the plane all ready to fly. And before I do that, I'm gonna check my fuel. So I'll go over to Advanced Menu, Plugins, Sim Coders, go Weight and Balance. So what do we got in our tank? Got 11 gallons. I'd probably like a little more, so I'm gonna put 15 on both sides. 15. Apply. So that should be good enough. Yeah, cool. So without further ado, we'll go outside and do a walk around. So yeah, I want to turn. There we go. I want to make sure this guy was working. He didn't seem to be working the last time, so I'll turn that off. He should go away. So we'll go outside. Go Advanced Menu, Plugins, Reality Expansion Pack, toggle walk around mode. So we'll kind of go through the actually I'm going to try to make this a little bit smaller, because he seems way too big to me. That seems like a better size. So make sure the pilot operating handbook's in the airplane. It absolutely is. Want to make sure the parking brake is set. Avionics power switch. Want to make sure that's off. And ignition switch is off. We want the master switch on. And so we're checking the fuel quantity. That looks good. We're going to set the flaps to pull down. And then we'll turn the master switch back off. And click on next. And this valve we want on. Fuel selector is on both, or on. Static pressure is off here. And the trim is at neutral. So we're going to go outside to the go outside. We open up the door, teleport our way out of here. Go. And we're going to get over by the baggage door. So if I go over here, that's the baggage door. Yeah, that's out of the way. So the baggage door looks good. And we'll click on next. And so now we're going to go to the back end of the airplane. Go back about here. Cool. So we're going to I'll play with this a little bit. So we're going to check the control surfaces. So we're going to check the elevator. Okay, and then we're going to check the rudder. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of the tie down. Tie down's gone. So now we're going to go over to emergency locator antenna. Spin around a little bit, and right there. Yep, sure enough, it's there. So now we're going to go to check the flaps, and I'm going to have to spin around a little bit here. A bit more. And that might work. Yeah, that'll probably be okay. So we're gonna check the flaps. We'll move this over here. So flaps look good. Next, do the aileron. Okay, aileron looks good. And we need to get rid of the tie down. So if I click on toggle tie down's gone. So now we gotta check some fuel. I'm gonna go over in the front of the airplane and pick that hot spot right there. So we're up here where we can check the fuel. So it says the quantity is 15. That's what I put in it. The color is light blue. That's good. And it says water contamination is none. So that's all cool. Next. Now we're going to go down and we're going to go look at the tire right there. So it says the tire status is good. We have shocks, so I have to get rid of those. So shocks are gone. Click on next. I'm going to go over here and check the oil. Right there. Check the oil right there. So oil's down just a little bit. It's good. Color looks good. So we'll click on next. Now we're going to go out to the front of the airplane. Pick that hot spot right there. So basically you're looking at the propeller and the spinner. And just make sure there's no cracks or big nicks. And everything looks pretty good to me. And so if everything is okay, we got covers on this. So if we click here, we'll toggle a cover. Cover's gone. So we click here. This is status of the tire, and so it says it's green, so it's good. So now we're going to go check the fuel over on the left wing, and 15 gallons. Color's good. No water contamination. So if I click on next, where do I go next? So I go to the pitot tube. So I gotta spin around a little bit more, come back around. So I'm trying to get to maybe that hot spot. Okay, here we go. So now the pitot tube's like right in front of me. And so we click here. Yellow. We click on the button there, the pitot tube goes away. So we gonna get rid of the left wing tie down. So if I click on that, tie down goes away. So now we're gonna go back and we're going to go look at the left aileron. Go here. Cool. So if I click on there, goes up and down. Okay, that looks good. So click on next. And check the flaps. Looks good. So we got to go check the tire. Right there. Cool. Status looks good. Toggle the shocks. And so it says finish. So we click on finish. And so we have just completed the VR walk around. And now we should be able to jump back in the airplane and see if we can fly today. Or if we can fly to Meadville. So we'll jump back in the, I'll go ahead and get back in the airplane. So when I open up this flower here and at the top, it says get in pilot seat. So if I'm looking in my physical yoke looking straight ahead, if I click on the trigger button, I should be pretty well lined up. I'm a little bit not, so I'm going to have to try to do this one more time. That's way better. That's way better. So I'm good to go, and so I will go ahead and proceed to get the airplane started up, and then see if I can get permission to fly down to Meadville. So we click on
mixture 1/4.
That's interesting. I have plane command, and it decided that what I said was a command. I'm not sure how that happened because I hadn't pushed down on the button. So we're gonna click on next.
2 brakes. Test and set.
Okay.
3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve. On, in. 6 beacon. On. 7 avionics switch. Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH, then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine. RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Leaned max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics. On. KERI INTL Tom Ridge FLD Information Oscar. 1600 Zulu weather. Wind 140 at 5, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 6000 broken, temperature 18, dew point 9. Altimeter 3040. Arriving runway 06, departing runway 06. Advise on initial contact you have Oscar. 8 instruments.
Okay, so we got the plane started up, and so I won't need this checklist anymore.
KERI INTL Tom Ridge FLD Information Oscar.
So I'm going to validate this, and then I'm going to file it. Okay, so we have a flight plan from Erie to Meadville filed, and so now I need to do like a quick check of to make sure pilot ATC is working. So I need to be on clearance delivery, so I'll click on frequency, and I'm going to pick this up to 50. So actually, I'm gonna click on ground. Yeah, we'll go to ground and see if I can do everything from here, from ground. Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather to Kilo Echo Romeo India is BKN. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 150 at 5 knots, cloud coverage is 6000 BKN. Current altimeter is 3040.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to bring up my charts. I'm gonna bring up my Pilot to ATC cheat sheet and see if I can get approved. So I want to pick up flight following before departure. KERI, clearance, delivery, ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is clearance delivery, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf would like VFR flight following from Kilo Echo Romeo India to Kilo Golf Kilo Juliet at 4500 feet.
Aircraft calling clearance delivery, say again with your call sign.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf would like VFR flight following from Kilo Echo Romeo India to Kilo Golf Kilo Juliet at 4500 feet.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cleared VFR to Kilo Golf Kilo Juliet with radar advisory service at 4,500 feet. Squawk 6622 advise of altitude changes en route.
Cleared VFR to Kilo Golf Kilo Juliet at 4,500 feet, squawking 6622 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, read back correct. Altimeter 3040, expect runway 06, contact ground on 121.9er when ready to taxi. Have a good afternoon.
Altimeter 3040, expect runway 06, ground on 121.9er for taxi, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. Alrighty, looks like we got the so I got my transponder set. I'm on altitude, and Need to check my flight plan here. Wrong flight plan. Put the cursor on. Going from KERI to... Okay, that should be it. Alrighty. Looks like we're good to go. So, should be able to ask for permission to taxi, and we should be good to go. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 06. Taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. So we'll taxi over to runway 6. Over here on the taxi line.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact tower on 118.1. Enjoy your afternoon. Tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Oh, I'm gonna get spun around here so I can do a run-up. Okay, I'm gonna put the parking brake on. Put the parking brake on. And yeah, like one thing I want to do here. Two things. I want to bring my sound settings here in with me. Sound settings. Then I'm going to pop out of the VR and I want to make one adjustment to my sound settings. See, I forgot to shut the door. That's why it sounded so loud. Okay. I couldn't do quite what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn pilot ATC up. But whenever I try to bring it up higher, it takes all the volumes up, so I couldn't do what I wanted to, but everything sounds a lot better now. I forgot I had the door open, so that's why it sounded so loud in here. So alrighty, so I'm gonna go to full rich. Parking brake is on. Gonna go up to 1800, and we're gonna check and see if we get any drops here. Looks good. Looks good. Back to both. Make sure we're in the green here. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. So we'll go ahead and pull this back to see, I go to about 1,000, and it'll let me move. So I get a little bit of momentum here. I can do a 180 here. So I got full rudder here, trying to get the airplane to spin around right here. Cessnas don't turn good if they're not moving. You try to like turn a Cessna from like a dead stop, they don't move. So alrighty. So we do a kind of a quick check here. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I'll pull it back there. Okay. Alrighty. So I got to do a call to the to tower to let them know that that I'm ready to depart, and we'll kind of go from there. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf holding short. Runway 6, ready to depart.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 140 at 5 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 06.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Trying to maintain our center line. Oh, we got enough airspeed, we can fly. So just gonna maintain a runway heading until I get clear of the pattern altitude, and then I can proceed on course. A little bit off course, not quite following the runway heading here. Yeah, back on. Yeah. Clouds don't look too bad. I got to get to 4,500 feet, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm at coming up on pattern altitude. I'm going to go ahead and go on my follow my my flight plan, and which is going south, and just doing like a 15 degree turn here to get me on my lined up on my proper heading here. Okay, so we're coming up on it. I'm going to roll back out, continuing the climb. I'll pull the power back a little bit here, probably back to about 2200. and a little bit off course here. There is a big highway that's kind of going in the direction that I am going to be flying, and so that'll kind of help me also. So yeah, I can tell by looking at the shoreline that I'm not quite far enough south right yet. It should be almost 90 degrees. I should be almost flying completely straight away from the shoreline. So we'll get here. It's kind of like looking at the clouds, seeing how we're how everything is looking. It looks a bit hazy, but it doesn't look too bad. So we're gonna try. Looks like we need to have a heading of about this, and see how everything turns out. So I'm at coming up on 3,000 feet. I need to be at 4,500, and so I got 1,500 more feet. And the clouds look like they're matching the what the METAR said, so that's a good thing. And there's our big highway. You can see it now. That's Interstate 79, so that runs from Erie down to Pittsburgh. So and it kind of lets me know I'm like reasonably on course. I see the highways going that way a little bit, so and I'm a little bit too far south, so now I can see it. It's a little more difficult when you're climbing to kind of see things over your nose, because the cowling is kind of like in your way. But once you get to the pattern altitude or to cruise altitude, then you can like level the plane off, and it will. It's much easier to see that. So hey, not doing too bad. Oh, a little bit too much to the west right now. So. Okay. Oh, let me.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact Youngstown approach on 133.9 or 5. Enjoy your afternoon.
Approach on 133.9 or 5 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So they passed me off to
Approach Cessna 6 Bravo Golf climbing to 4,500 feet.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Radar contact. Expect runway 25.
So as we get up to cruise altitude, it does look like it gets a little bit hazier up here. So So I cheated a little bit here, put the autopilot on so I can go ahead and get a map up. I'll bring a sectional up. Detroit sectional. Oh, it gives me a better idea of where I am. Okay, so we're I pulled the power back. I was a little bit above 2200, and I'm going to trim the nose of the airplane down a little bit, and trying to maintain 4,500 feet here. So, alrighty. Say active runway, Kilo Golf, Kilo Juliet.
Arriving and departing runway 07.
So we're just trying to get the plane trimmed for like level flight of 4,500 feet. We're 17 miles away from our destination airport, and I can see Interstate 79 is right down below us. So if I bring the map up, that's Interstate 79, and we are going to here. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. It don't need to be quite that big. Yeah, that's good enough. So you can see that's where we are, and that's where we're going. And the weather looks like it's gonna hold out, which is a really good thing. So as I watch my altimeter here, as it kind of creeps up a little bit, I just shove in on the yoke just the slightest amount, and then I move my trim wheel in the cockpit here. I move my trim wheel to relieve the pressure. So when I'm flying, like right now, I have my hands not on the yoke. It's trimmed for 4,500 feet, and we're right around. So RPM is 2,200. We're right around 100 knots, maybe 95, and we're at a reasonably level flight of 4,500 feet. So that's kind of how I fly. Today I decided I would use the I've been trying to practice the autopilot, And yesterday I went to use it, and it didn't act right to me. So I had planned on like hand flying, but I thought it was important to make sure I'm comfortable. So just like when I wanted to bring the map up, basically that's what you use an autopilot for. You can fly it from point to point, but a lot of times you're just using it to just reduce the workload. So in other words, if I'm trying to get through, get to a plugin or something like that, to whenever you're scrolling up and down through menus, it's pretty easy to just like lean on the yoke a little bit or something like that if you're hand flying, and you'll be on a different course. So so a lot of times that's what you'll use an autopilot for, is to just relieve, just to make sure you stay on course to get to where you're going. So say weather, Kilo Golf, Kilo Juliet.
Weather at Kilo Golf Kilo Juliet is OVC. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 106 at 7 knots, cloud coverage is 9,500 OVC. Current altimeter is 3040. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you are 11 nautical miles from Port Meadville. Radar service terminated. No tower at Port Meadville. Frequency change to local traffic advisory approved.
Roger, have a nice day. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, expect landing runway 07 at Port Meadville.
Expect runway 07 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, so they cleared me to land runway 7. So still a little ways out, but I can probably a good idea to pull the power back a little bit here and get a little bit lower, since I'm going to be landing in about 4 minutes. So better get a little bit lower here, because it is pretty hazy and gonna be kind of hard to see. Oh, looking for the runway here? Or actually looking for the airport? So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. Oh, our runway's up in front of me here. That's not 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 7. Okay. Put a notch of flaps out. The power back a bit. Another notch of flaps. Gotta get the airplane slowed down a bit here. Like I was a little too close to the runway when I did my downwind. So I gotta see if I can recover here. Dump the last notch of flaps in. Brakes on. Great landing. That's awesome. Alrighty. Go ahead and try to find the where the taxiway is here. I've been here a few times, but Must be up here at the end. Because I know there is a taxiway. There it is. Come on. For some reason, I put my pedals all the way, and it did not want to turn. I don't know why that did that. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clearly active.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Port Meadville.
Oh, we'll go down to the end of the runway. Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 07.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it hadn't changed. Didn't want to taxi all the way down to the end here and find out I gotta go back where I came from. So I'll get down here and I'll load up the flight plan to get me back to Erie, and then we'll fly back to Erie. Yeah, I didn't have a good idea on the elevation. I was this is a pretty quick flight, and I wasn't as prepared as I should have been to know what the elevation is. It would help. It helps tremendously to kind of know when you're doing your pattern work to what elevation you should be when you're turning final. I was also too close. You know, when I did my downwind, I was too close. And so when I went ahead and turned base, and then when I'm on base, I'm looking, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't stay on base very long like I normally do because I'm going to overshoot the runway. And I did overshoot it, but I was far enough away from the runway that I had time to react. So in the end, it worked out okay, and it's all learning. It's cool. Pull back the mixture a little bit here. Put the brakes on. I'm just going to park right here for right now. I do a couple of things. I'm going to pull the mixture back a little bit. So, I got to load me another flight plan. I got to load the flight plan for, to go back to Erie. So, I got to pull off my headset it's just a little bit easier to do it this way. And, also while I'm doing that, I'll put the flaps up. Okay, so I have the flaps are up. Should have a new flight plan here. Yep. And so I'm gonna see if I can bring this up here, and let me get charts. I get a little closer to my yoke here. Oh, that's better. Meadville clearance delivery ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 07.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf would like VFR flight following from Kilo Golf, Kilo Juliet 2, Kilo Echo Romeo India at 3500 feet.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cleared VFR to Kilo Echo Romeo India F with radar advisory service at 3,500 feet. Squawk 5532 advise of altitude changes en route.
Cleared VFR to Kilo Echo Romeo India F at 3,500 feet, squawking 5532 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf read back correct. Altimeter 3040 contact us when airborne for advisory services.
Altimeter 3040 will call when airborne, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So let me set the altimeter here. Set altimeter 3040.
Altimeter 3040.
Okay. That all worked. So since there's no tower, there's I can't really ask for permission to take off. So I have a flight plan in going back to KERI. So basically I'm kind of on my own. So we'll before I give it too much power. So turn off taxi light, turn on nav light, turn on landing light. Yep, should be good. Oh, back to KERI. Weather held. I'm so glad of that. I was worried. Yeah, you can see the windsock. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Alrighty. So, get centered up on the runway here. Alrighty. Get myself on the center line. We got enough airspeed to fly. I'll basically trim it now to climb. Trying to maintain a reasonable runway heading here. And I'm looking for Interstate 79. It is right there. So when I see Interstate 79, I should be, yeah, I'm clear enough of the airport, you know, that I can make a left-hand turn here and climb up to 3,500 feet, heading somewhat north. Basically, I-79 is kind of my kind of keeping me honest. I mean, I've got everything programmed in the GPS also, so we're all good to go. But I-79 takes you to KERI, so you can't get too lost, and and as we especially after I level off here, I'll be that's a little weird. I'm not sure why that's true. I'm looking at my GPS and it says that my I need to check something. Flight plan. Oh, that's a problem. Let me dial in a heading bug here. I'm a little bit off course, and I'll dial in that for heading. Till I get something fixed here. Oops. I was playing around here. I climbed way too much altitude. I was trying to figure out. I didn't put my flight plan in when I left Meadville. So now that I kind of know where I am, I'll get back down where I belong and follow this road. Bad piloting. Because that's the highway right up in front of me, so I can just follow that in. I'll be good. Because I should be at, going in this direction, I should be at 3,500 feet, so. But I don't see any other airplanes, so I'll probably be okay. So I guess that's okay. I just didn't see the magenta line. I was just a little concerned that I didn't see that, but probably okay. It's just a guide anyhow, so. But I kind of like knew where, kind of the direction I should be flying. So, so what I did is to kind of reduce my workload a little bit is I should have dialed in. I should have clicked on altitude hold too, but I just dialed in a heading that would have taken me north, and so that will would at least get me going in the correct direction, and then put it in heading mode, in heading hold, and that worked out until I could get my wits back about me. But I kind of forgot about the altitude. Shouldn't do that. So we're at coming up on 3,500 feet. So I'll go back on the yoke a little bit and pull the power back a little bit to 22 and try to get her trimmed for right around here. So just still descending a little bit. Just small changes. Just pull back on the yoke a little bit, trim off that pressure so that you can basically fly hands-free. So so that all looks a little better. When I was looking at my at the distance to destination, it was like about a mile and a half, and I was like, that can't possibly be right. And then I realized that I hadn't put my flight plan in when I was in Meadville. So now it says I'm that still seems screwed up to me. It's actually the distance is increasing, which is really, really weird. Because I clearly know by the map that I am going in the right direction. So we'll have to guess when I'm close enough. Not sure why that's doing that, but hey. I fly and stream to learn, so that's what this is all about. But the GPS is a little whacked right now, because when I'm looking at my distance, it's going up, not down. So it's kind of like, really, why? And everything kind of like looks right. So, but. So from this distance, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. So I'm at Edinburgh. So Edinburgh Lake is right over here. And this is where, when I was a student pilot, we would fly out to Edinburgh Lake, and we would make a turn, and we would go out that way. And that was our practice area. So when we were practicing, like snow flight, stalls, steep turns, all that kind of stuff, we would basically practice out in this area. We would practice east of Edinburgh Lake. So, and so it isn't like I don't. That kind of weird. Like a cloud right over there, really low. I mean, really low. I could almost imagine one over the maybe over the lake there, but I didn't expect to see one kind of like that. So, but coming up, so out in front of us, that change in wait till the nose drops. That change in color there, that's Lake Erie. So that is that's where I'm headed. So that's where I'll be landing at. It's on the shores of Lake Erie at Erie International Airport, KERI. Its elevation is 732 feet, I believe. So pattern altitude is around 1,800 feet. So when you're coming from this direction, there is an Interstate 90, that runs parallel with the shoreline. Until you cross that interstate, I have been instructed when I was taking training that you want to be 3,000 feet or greater crossing that road. There are some very, very large TV antennas that are very tall. And if you're lower than that, and you were in that area, you have the chance that you won't want to hit one of them. Thank you for the follow. So, yeah, it's still pretty hazy today, but the fact that I could actually fly today, that's just so cool. Yeah, so I'm pretty much on course. Let me go ahead and see where we're at here. Yep, I'm a few miles away from Interstate 90. It's kind of it shows up pretty good. So and I'm kind of cruising at around 3,500 feet right now. So everything is good. So let me see what I can do here. It's amazing how quickly you change. So that's tower.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact departure on 133.9 or 5.
Contact departure on 133.9 or 5 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
That's funny. I was trying to contact the tower.
6 Bravo Golf at 3,500 feet.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf radar contact. Expect runway 24.
Really?
You are 7 nautical miles from KERI International Ridge radar service terminated. Contact tower on 118.1. Have a good one.
Expect runway 06 tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf inbound at 3,500 feet for landing.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Radar contact. Altimeter 3041, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 06. Call downwind.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, so the airport's right over here. I can actually see one of the runways. So I'm just looking for the highway. There it is. So I'm going to pull the power back. I need to get rid of about 1,000 feet here. And so I'm going to be landing on runway 6. So runway 6 is going in the direction I'm going to start turning at here. And so I'm going to fly past the airport and get into a pattern. And then I will make a downwind call for landing on runway 6. So I'll get over a little bit closer here. Because the peninsula there that juts out into the lake, the neck of it kind of points to the airport. So you can see that peninsula from a long ways away, depending on how high you are. You know, if you're like 3,000 feet, probably not. If you're at 4,500, you know, you can see it for quite a ways. So I'm just kind of trying to get myself parallel with this runway, and then I will go past the airport, go north to a heading of 330. And then I'll be on my downwind for runway 6. Since I'm above pattern altitude, I'm kind of trying to stay away, not be too close to the runway right now. And so I'll use this area right here to allow myself to decrease in altitude. So I'm high enough that I can clearly see the airport, and so I'm all lined up. I'm good. you know, so. And there's, that 79 will end up going, it's in front of me right now, so I can use that as kind of a judge as to, if I see that underneath me or I see it, then I am in a pretty good position where I can make a turn. So, but if I get to 2,000 feet before that, then I'm going to level off, and that will be pattern altitude for me. So. So we're coming up on 2,000. So I'm going to pull back on the yoke to try to get rid of the descent. And it's going to porpoise just a little bit here, not a lot, but so you're just trying to find that balance where basically, and I just didn't even touch the throttle. Just left it where it was. It's around 18.5. So it's all good. And so the runway is it's behind me now. Whoops, that was a little steep. So I'm going to turn to a heading of about 330, and I'm descending just a little bit, not a lot. Just trying to arrest that. Okay, so I'm at a heading of a 330. And I see I'm a little bit off. Just double checking with my compass. Just a little bit off, not a lot. And I'm also descending a little bit, so I'll go back on the yoke a little bit, trying to get her to level. Maybe just a touch more power. Okay, I'm at 1,800 feet. Looks like I'm fairly level right now. And there'd be the landing, the runway we're going to land on. So now I'm going to turn to a heading of 240, which will put me on a downwind of runway 6. Speed looks good. Altitude looks pretty fair. A little bit tight to the airport here. I'd like to be run right up this coastline here. That gives me that way you're far enough away from the airport that when you do your base and your final, that you can do everything at 90 degrees, so that you have enough time to kind of do everything you need to do. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 6, full stop landing.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 140 at 5 knots, cleared to land runway 06.
Cleared to land runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
And it's always good they don't change your mind. You know, kind of like say, oh no, we're landing on runway 24. So, but we're good. We're quite good. Alrighty. So I'll wait till I see the end of that runway, and then when I see that, I will put out a notch of flaps, and start getting slowed down and descending to do full stop landing on runway 6. So everything so far is looking pretty good. Okay, I'm good. One notch of flaps. I just pulled the power back just a little bit, not a lot. So I'm Just letting it descend just a little bit here. And want to make sure, you always want to make sure you don't like do this turn like too close to the runway. The deal is they said 45 degrees, and I don't have any real landmarks out here that I go by, but about 45 degrees. So I'm going to turn to a heading of 150, and I'm trying not to turn too steep. But you got to get turned fast enough so that you have time to get level, and then make your turn for final. So one more notch of flaps. Okay, I'm at 150. Yep, my compass agrees with me. So you're kind of like looking for that runway. So you're kind of trying to make a guess here as to when's about the right time to turn, and I'm saying it's now. So I'm just gonna do a gradual turn. There's a set of railroad tracks out here that I don't want to go across. I need to stay on this side of the railroad tracks. I am high. So I'll pull back the power a little more. Actually, I turned a little bit too quick here. So I'll pull back the power, dump in the last notch of flaps. I am high. I don't need any more. I can get as much flaps as I want. I am at idle right now. So all I gotta do, I gotta get rid of some altitude. I am quite high actually. So we'll be coming in here pretty quickly. And but it's a nice long runway. So get her all lined up here. So the plane's all trimmed. So I'm at idle. I'm doing somehow my touch controller, I touched it and I pushed the throttle in. So I looked down, I went, why did it change? I heard it change. So it's all trimmed. So I have very little pressure on my yoke right now. I need to get over that threshold. Those big white stripes there, I got to get over them. Okay, we're clear of them. So now I have to arrest. Now I have to pull back on the yoke, 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 land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf
Perfect.
Exit runway when able.
So I'm jumping on the brakes here, trying to get to this taxiway. Got it. Alrighty. We made it back to Erie, and the weather didn't bother me. Oh, it's so cool. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear the active.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie International Ridge Contact Ground
Cool.
on 121.9er.
Whoops.
Have a nice day.
Ground on 121.9er Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi to General Aviation Parking. He always seems like he's sleeping. Oh! Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 02, and runway 06. Taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 02, and runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf clear to cross runway 02. Cleared to cross runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So I assume he told me it's okay to cross, because this is a runway right here. This is 0220. And so I assume because I was sitting right next to the whole short line that he went ahead and cleared me. What was also funny is that when he was giving me my taxi instructions, he was telling me to hold short of runway 6. I asked to taxi to General Aviation Parking. I'm not going to be anywhere close to runway 06. I just landed on it, and I'm going to parking. So that was also kind of funny. So, but But all in all, I have to admit, Pilot ATC was the one of my better purchases, and it actually works out quite well in VR. I was first week I had it, I was about ready to say this is not for me. But in the end, it works like a champ. I'm quite happy with it. So, alrighty, so we'll come in here. Get the plane slowed down a little bit. Not quite that slow. I gotta do a turn here. Let's spin the plane around. But I have a secret that I can fix any mistake I make doing this. Stop. Okay. So we're back home. I put the parking brake on. Now we got to clean the plane up a little bit. So I'll get the lights off. I'll leave the beacon on for right now. Need to turn the avionics off. One thing my instructor drilled into my head is when you're getting ready to shut the plane down. Because when you shut the plane down, you basically pull back the mixture and you just basically starve it for fuel until there's nothing left in the cylinders. So when we pull this back, that's basically what we're doing is basically now there's no fuel in the cylinders. It just died. And so I turn this off, and this off. So when you stop it like that, you want to make sure the avionics is off because the avionics just doesn't like low voltage at all. So when the plane is dying like that, the voltage is going to be dropping, and you don't want to do that. So you always turn off the avionics first, and then you pull your mixture out. So we got the plane all home. So since I have the plane stopped, I'm gonna put this down kind of out of the way, and I'm going to release the parking brake, and I'm going to go see if I can fix my parking. So I'm going to go to Advanced Menu, Plugins, Reality Expansion Pack, and Toggle Tow Mode. Okay. So it says use pitch and roll axis of your joystick to move the airplane around. So that's what we're going to go do. I'll go outside here, go around the front of the airplane, and you can see that there's a tow. There's a tow thing here. So I'm going to go to this hot spot right here. So I'm reasonably well in front of the airplane. So I have mine separate. I have a separate folder where my ortho stuff is. Mine is done separately. Yeah, if you're running out of space, ortho is hungry, and but I wouldn't put it in the same folder as X-Plane, but you could put it in a different folder. Yeah, the same in the yeah, that I would put it in a different folder. I wouldn't put it in the same folder as X-Plane, because you always run into the problem of when you update X-Plane, what influence will that have? And I'm not so sure. So my ortho is on a completely separate my ortho is on a completely separate hard drive. I have a hard drive expressly for my ortho because it's hungry. So if I move my yoke back and forth, and hopefully I answer your question, Chris. So if I move my yoke back and forth, I actually turn the wheel. So, and if I shove my yoke in, I actually can move the airplane. So that's the reason I turned I released the parking brake so I could do it. Yesterday when I was doing this, I didn't do that. So when I went to try to move the airplane, I could see over here, I could see that kind of moving in the slop there. I could see it moving there. So it looked like we're parked in a pretty good place. And so I'm going to go ahead and advanced menu plugins, reality expansion pack, toggle tow mode. So basically that got rid of the tow. So the next thing I'm going to do is I got to get ready. I got to rep pack. Where are we looking here? Walk around mode. So toggle walk around mode. And so when I left this morning, I did this part. I did the pre-flight part. Now here's a post-flight. So I click on that. And whenever menus show up in VR, they're attached to your headset. So as I move my head back and forth, the menu moves back and forth. I have to reach up and grab on this bar, and so I can actually move it. So I'm going to grab this, and it says I'm going to go to the pitot tube. So if I go right here, that's going to take me to the pitot tube. So if I click on here, I toggle this. And so the pitot tube is on. I click on next. And it says we're going. Now you can see there's a green highlight. So I got to go to the tail. So if I kind of teleport back, I think about there. Yeah, we're cool. And so I click here. So that's going to put the tie down. So that's the tail tie down. And I click on next. Next. Now we're going to go to the wing tie down. Hello. And so it's going to go like right there and down. So if I toggle, it's there. Click on next. And now we're going to go to the tire, the main wheel over here, and that's right there. So it looks at the condition. My condition is good. That's cool. I didn't break anything or hurt it. So I put the chocks on. So I click on next. And now we're going to go to the front of the airplane. So I'm going to pick the closer hotspot. Alrighty. So basically, we're going to put the covers on that I took off this morning that were right here. So click on that. Toggle. Click on next. And so I got to go to the tie down over here. That'll work. So I click on toggle tie down. Hello. There you go. Now you're there. So we click on next. Got to go to this one, that. So I click on toggle chocks. Okay. And we click on finish. And I got to jump in the cockpit. I got to put the brake on. So the brake is on. Now I'm going to go back outside. I'm going to see if I can. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I want to go back outside. I want to see if I can close the door from outside. I did yesterday. So I'm trying to see that. If I can. Yes, that worked. So I basically secured the plane so that I can leave. Just like you do in real life. You basically secure the plane and just like you would do in real life. So, yeah, on the same drive as X-Plane, Chris, that would be fine. That would be fine. If you don't have any other hard drives, that would be fine. So, I'm air freight. I am testing that. I've clicked on that door handle quite a few times from outside. And I think yesterday was the first time it reliably did that. So, and I was like pleasantly surprised because I'm basically all done inside the airplane. So, so pretty much how you would do it in real life is you would have everything shut off in there and you close the door. And depending on your airport, you may lock that door. And but maybe not. It kind of depends on the airport you're flying out of. So, So, did I answer your question correctly? Okay, Chris? Just checking. Anybody else have any questions about VR? Explain pretty much anything. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. You're a developer, I assume, Air Freighter? I don't necessarily recognize. Could be something I don't use. There's a lot of stuff to use, so so I don't. So. Oh, okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Cool. So this is a part of this is a part of streaming I really enjoy. I just enjoy chat, and if you want to kind of know when I don't have a necessarily have a schedule. Thanks for the follow. I have something that I got to figure out how to make it work. For some reason, when somebody follows, I know for sure because I've watched my streams that I see the guy roaming around on what you guys are seeing. You see this guy, and it says thanks for the follow on what you're seeing. I don't see that, so I don't know who followed. Okay, you know what it should do is right up here. You know, it should post that in the chat so that I can read it and I can acknowledge that specifically that person. I use OBS Studio and I use CloudBot to for those type of features. CloudBot is turned on and I have it enabled where it should do that, but it doesn't. What I don't know is it a fact that I use OBS Studio and not whatever the other one is. Whether it's related to that. So I need to find somebody that is using OBS Studio and is also using CloudBot, and to see if they have this working. So it's just, as a streamer, it's frustrating, you know, that I can't say explicitly this person followed, you know, but to everybody that followed, and like I said, if you want to kind of like know when I'm streaming, just go ahead and follow, and you'll get the notification when I go live, and in the future, I think I will probably try to do some kind of schedule. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm retired, so there isn't any reason I can't do that, you know. But I've just never been. Two things. One is I'm probably not that disciplined. Second, I do not like to fly. I like to fly in real weather. So if the day is bad and I'm scheduled to fly, I would find it. It wouldn't be in my nature to actually fly. So that's part of it. But I think I can probably work my way through that. So, does anybody else have any questions? If not, I think I'll end the stream. Been at it for a while here, and actually, I thought the frames when I looked this morning, they're not as good as I would like. They're not bad, but normally, if the skies were not as overcast as they were, I would normally in VR right now, especially like out here, I would probably be getting 60 frames. And right now I'm getting 40, 45 to 50. So it isn't like that's bad. But I'm running a Valve Index, and that helps my frames. And I'm running that with the refresh rate of 120. And I have an Intel i7 9700K with a 2080 Ti. So so I'm not running a Slacker system. So and it is, and I stream on my flight sim computer. I do it all on one computer, so I don't have a stream computer. So alrighty, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I hopefully answered everybody's questions, and to all that followed me today, that is just awesome. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you guys again sometime in the future. So without further ado, have a great day. Looks like it's just turned afternoon, and we'll see you around. Bye bye.